Daily Broadside, day 732. So here's a recap of the last 24 hours. First of all, I got to meet Steve Vai and Danny Carey and Adrian Ballou from the band. That was pretty cool. So I'm a little tired. I'm not tired, but I am tired. You know what I mean? Like mentally, I'm completely there. My body, I could take a nap, whatever. But yesterday, I went to bed at 4:30 in the morning because I just could not sleep. Mine was racing, had a lot of things I was thinking about, trying to figure some stuff out, and just nothing important. Just like, you just start thinking, and you're like, could you shut up so I could go to bed? And the mind was not allowing that to happen. I got up at 6:10, so I slept for like less than 2 hours. Lock, step, and I'm gone. Boom, went all day long. This thing is a machine. I don't get tired. I just don't do it. I know I just said I was tired, but what I'm saying is I don't physically stop, At any rate, I headed out around 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock, whatever it was, and I get to my friend's house, and I check into the hotel and all that. We go to the show. Had a great dinner. Decided against sushi. We all got poke bowls. Poke, however you say it. And man, I gotta tell you, I was like, as much as I love sushi, that's really a better. I had one with octopus, salmon, and yellowtail, and edamame, pineapple, sushi rice, fury faki, however you say it. I had wasabi, a little spicy mayo, some cucumber, some mango salsa. Like, it was like, and then the wonton, crispy wontons on top. First of all, I had to roll myself out of there with so much food. But man, like, it was $17. I added avocados. That made it $2. But so for like $20 for the price of, you couldn't have gotten a roll. This place was pretty expensive. So the rolls were like $15, $17 a piece. I can eat 5 or 6 rolls, no problem. That was like the best bang for the buck that you could really have. And it was so good. God, it was good. Anyway, we head over to the show. And we're in the historic Carolina Theater in Durham, North Carolina, which is like 74 feet tall. There's a balcony, and to get to the second floor balcony, I'm not kidding. We had to walk up like 6 flights of steps. I'm like, what? It kind of defies the laws of physics and all. And there's an elevator, but it took forever. We went down to get a beer at one point, and we took the elevator back up, and it was just forever. But while we're on the elevator, right, and this is a really eclectic crowd. Like, I'm one of the youngest people there. It was just an odd, because people that follow King Crimson, that's not really a popular band, as it were. Musicians and weirdos understand them, but most people don't get it. It just sounds like noise, like a lot of progressive music from the 70s and whatnot. But so it's a really odd crowd and everything. But we're on the elevator. It's me and my buddy Teeter and some other dude who decided to tell us in this elevator ride that he lost 60 pounds in the last month from not drinking anymore and playing Frisbee golf 5 days a week. And I'm like, it's a hell of a life you got going for yourself there. And then the other guy is on the elevator, and he's got like a laminate, like a backstage pass, right? So the guy with the laminate, he's like 6'3", big old husky dude. And we had just bought t-shirts, right? Another $40 t-shirt, waited in line like 10 minutes. So nice. But anyway, he says, how much were the shirts? And we both in unison were like $40. He's like, cool. And he seemed like a really nice guy, right? And then my buddy looks at him and he's like, what do you get, a meet and greet VIP thing? And he's like, I made it myself. And then storms off the elevator because the doors had just opened. And we were like, okay, man. Like, first of all, don't come to me with that attitude. You're out here making your own laminate. Why would you make your own laminate? He's wearing like, in the Court of the Crimson King, like t-shirt from the 70s that looks like it's from the 70s. And then he's got this homemade laminate and he's by himself. And I'm like, dude, you're out there to begin with. Like, you imagine sitting at your coffee table or, your dinner table, at night, you're making this laminate and printing it out and, and then, it was so weird, man. I don't know why you would do that. But anyway, we go in to see the show, which was phenomenal. No opening act. They had what is it? Not an admission, a remission, an intermission. They had an intermission. So we go down and get a couple more beers and hanging out. And it's not really a bad seat in the house. They had little Abraham Lincoln, box seats. It would have been cool, but it was phenomenal. And I told my buddy, I'm sitting there at one point, and I was like, of all the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shows we've seen, I said this is probably the most talented group of people on one stage that any of us have ever seen. He's like, thought about it for a minute. He's like, yeah, you're probably right. Steve Vai, top 5 all time, right? The UPS guys here. Danny Carey, top 5 of all time in my opinion. Tony Levin, good Lord, man. Like the stuff he's played on, Carly Simon and all the Peter Gabriel albums and Stevie Nicks and, it's crazy. I don't even know what I ordered, but the UPS guys here. All this crazy stuff on top of all the King Crimson stuff he did. And then you've got Adrian Belew, who's no slouch in his own mind. So we get done with the show, right? And we decide, because their buses are parked like right there, we decide that we're going to hang out and wait and meet the band. It ain't 10 minutes and Danny Carey comes out, who's 6'4". He's a big dude. Drummer for Tool, and comes out and walks right by us and, and everything. And so we shake his hand and talk to him for a second. He's obviously in some kind of hurry to get off stage and go wherever he was going. UPS just brought a CD to my house. Can that not get mailed? That's crazy. Anyway, and so we meet him. We ask for a picture. He doesn't take pictures, which, whatever. I mean, it's weird that you're in the limelight and the spotlight and everything, but at the same time, you can do whatever you want. It's your countenance. And so we wait probably, the show ended probably like 10:30, and I think I left after midnight or 11:45 or something. Adrian comes out, couldn't be nicer. Just talk to everybody. There's already like 9 people out there waiting with us like losers, for these people, but it's just always neat to meet people that, you've seen. It's kind of like when you see the Empire State Building for the first time and you're like, oh, look, I've seen it in pictures and there it is. I did the same thing with Monticello, which means Little Hill. When I went to Monticello, and you're like, and you get off the bus, and they charge an arm and a leg, but it's a pretty cool tour. And you get off and you're like, oh, look, it's Jefferson's home. It's the Nickel House, It's just neat seeing stuff like that in person. And so meeting Adrian Belew and Danny Carey, it's just weird. You've seen all the interviews and read all the magazines and all. And then Steve Vai comes out like 30 minutes later. And I told him that, I was talking about one of my favorite songs is Kim Du Pee Wee. I can never say it. I don't know how to pronounce it. And he's like, Kim Du Pee Wee, something like that. Anyway, I said, that's one of my favorite tracks of all time. It's just a great piece of music. He's like, oh, thank you. He's like, do you know why I call it that? And I'm like, got no clue. He's like, because when I wrote it, it sounded like the guitar was saying, Kim Du Pee Du Wee, like that. And I'm like, who knew? So we talked for a little while. He had a bag of popcorn. He was letting everybody eat his popcorn, which I thought was a little weird. I mean, that's fine if other people want to eat it, but I'm not eating that. So that was neat, man. Like one of the greatest, and his hands are just massive. I mean, that dude can do anything on guitar. But it was just neat seeing. He was absolutely as true to form of all the interviews I've seen him in. He was just as cool as can be. And then I got back and I crashed out on the couch because I have a problem sleeping in somebody's guest room when I'm going to be there for like 8 hours. Because then they got to wash the sheets. I was like, just give me a pillow and I'll hit the couch and I'm fine. And I woke up and here I am back in my house watching UPS bring a CD. I think I got a Whitechapel CD coming or something. Anyway, that truck had to deliver that one little envelope. It just seems odd, But anyway, I'll post a couple pictures of me and Teeter and Vi and Adrian because Danny didn't take pictures. Hey, Giddy.